We have Senate Impeachment Court spokesperson Attorney Reggie Tongol. Sir, magandang hapon, Attorney, and welcome to Storycon.
Good afternoon, Attorney.
Magandang hapon, Attorney.
Thank you for joining us, sir. Sir, let me start off with this kasi, well, I just read this kanina. Nag-formal entry na yung mga Duterte lawyers, I understand, and this is quoting you from the inquiry, na nag-formal entry yung Duterte lawyers submitted to the Senate Impeachment Court at 5 in the afternoon yesterday. Pero may napansin nata kayo na sa page 3 na nakalagay daw na at 3:42 of that same date yesterday, there was a statement that says the House remark was tender copy refused to receive. Now, we haven't gotten the House to reply to this yet, pero from what you can tell and from what you know, what does this mean?
Siyempre, litigator din po ako, abogado din po ako. At 20 years na ako in practice. At usually po yung mga ganyang pag nag-send ka ng liham sa kalaban mo o kaya naman po demand letter doon po sa sinisingilan mo at wala kang mapa-receive po doon na tao, ay itetender mo na lang po sa person of competent authority to do so. So, ibig sabihin po nun, may refusal po to receive. So, syempre nakakagulat din po yun kasi sa mga pahayag po ng ating House of Representatives, gusto po nilang tumuloy ito at bumilis ang mga proseso. Pero it seems na mukhang hindi po silang handa o wala silang opisina para magpa-receive po ng opisyal na mga service po ng mga pleadings ng magkakaibang panig, pati po ng depensa at saka ng impeachment court. So, alam na po natin yan, dinefer na po nila yung return po ng articles of impeachment sa kanila, tapos ayaw na rin po nila i-receive itong copy naman po ng formal entry of appearance. Of course, as a lawyer, you have to also think logically, ano po ba yun, yung pinapa-receive? Ito po ay isang formality lang naman po on the part of the defense para po mag-enter ng appearance. So bakit hindi po i-receive? So yun po dapat yung question din natin kasi medyo nabubugbog na rin po ang impeachment court for several days and weeks already. So kailangan din po natin ibalik po sa House kung ano po ba talaga yung kanilang intensyon doon sa hindi nila pag-receive nung copy na yon na galing sa mga kalaban nila.
Attorney, kahapon guest namin si former Chief Justice Puno. At ang sabi niya ay dapat hindi sagutin ng House yung remand ng Senate dahil hindi naman daw tama yung pag-remand at wala naman daw yon sa ating konstitusyon at mismo sa rules ng Senate. No? So, hindi naman ito pangkaraniwang abogado. Dati rin itong Chief Justice. So, anong mangyayari kung sakaling hindi nga sagutin ng House yung remand letter ng Senate? Anong mangyayari kung sakaling hindi sila papasok doon sa ganong klaseng framework?
Or indefinite deferment.
Dahil yun nga ang sabi ni former Chief Justice Puno, na pag pumasok sila dyan ay delikado yung magiging posisyon nila.
Sagutin ko po yan, ng unang-una po, yung ganyang mga opinion ng iba't ibang mga tao po, mga constitutionalists, open po dyan yung impeachment court being part of the political process po ang impeachment. So nakakatuwa po na pinagdidiskusyonan natin yung mga ganyan, pero sa dami po ng mga may ayaw po sa ginawa ng impeachment court or yung mga nagbibigay po ng legal advice or kanilang haka-haka tungkol po sa mga nangyari doon po sa House at pati rin po sa impeachment court. Ganon din po rin naman ang merong mga counter-arguments dyan. Masasabi rin po namin yung argumento ni yung framer po ng Article 11 ng Konstitusyon na si dating Justice Ascuna na pumapayag po siya na nasa kapangyarihan yon ng impeachment court na gawin yung ginawa niyang pagraraman. At kung mababasa rin po ninyo yung Facebook ni Justice Ascuna, nandoon din nakalagay na dapat na doon sa compliance sa second order po, yung certification ng 20th Congress, kailangan ilakip doon ng 20th Congress yung articles of impeachment. So hindi po dapat dinedefer daw yung pag-receive o pagpababalik ng articles of impeachment sa House. So that is another point of view naman po na favorable doon po sa posisyon naman ng impeachment court. However, yung sinasabi po ni Justice Ascuna rin yun, kahit favorable naman po sa impeachment court, we can look at the proceedings that happened on June 10. At makikita po natin ang intention doon na wala pong physical na pagbabalik ng articles of impeachment. Ito lamang po ay constructive referral back to the House para po makapag-comply po sila at sila na po mag-determine. Binibigyan nga po sila ng kapangyarihan ng Senate Impeachment Court na to determine the constitutionality of their actions para hindi na po ma-question sa Supreme Court. So ito po yung punto na nakikipagdialogo po yung korte sa litigant, which is the House, na i-comply na lang po nila para tumuloy na po, umusad na po nang wala na pong any hiccups yung proseso ng impeachment. So kung isipin po natin, yung gawain po yon ng impeachment court was actually to fast-track the case at para mawalan na po ng any legal arguments, para mawalan po ng jurisdiction sa pagpapatuloy po ng proseso ng impeachment kapag nag-convene na po sila sa susunod na buwan po.
Pero parang ang sinasabi niyo, attorney, na pag hindi tinanggap ng House yung ganong klaseng remand, ay mauudlot itong impeachment dahil wala naman kasing sinabi si Justice Adolf Ascuna na kung sakaling hindi tanggapin ng House yung remand letter ay matitigil ang impeachment. Parang sinabi lang niya na merong ganong role yung Senate. Pero
Mr. Llamas, doon po sa deliberasyon ng Senate po, wala pong ganon. So wala pong iniisip yung mga nag-move po at saka nag-debate po sa floor na kailangan po na doon kasama sa sertifikasyon ng 20th Congress naka-attach po dapat yung articles of impeachment para po masiguro, sabi ni Justice Ascuna, na walang dagdag po o binawas po doon sa nakalagay po doon at kung ano po yung sinagot ng impeach official na si Vice President Duterte ay yaon din yung ini-endorse ng 20th Congress. Pero doon po sa mga senator judges po natin, hindi po nila kinonsidera yun. So if you look at the intent of the senator judges themselves, ang gusto lamang po nila ay certification mula sa 20th Congress without actually hindi nila nire-require na may additional pa pong i-attach ulit yung articles of impeachment na physical copy. Kasi po sa mata po ng impeachment court, hindi po nawala sa impeachment court yung verified complaint for impeachment. Nasa kanya pa rin po, kaya nga po patuloy pa rin yung proseso na nangyari ng pagsasamons po at saka yung paghihintay rin po ng reply after po makapag-serve ng answer naman si Vice President Duterte.
So, Attorney, exact words is clarification.
Linawin ko lang kasi nagkakaanuhan naman tayo sa salita yung remand Ang pagkakaintindi ng tao kasi sa remand, binalik niya So you're saying, yung ginamit yung na to remand, humihingi lang kayo ng parang clarification or certification or reassurance na sa tingin nyo, constitutional kasi alangan naman sabihin na attorney ng mga nag-file Hindi, naggawa kami ng unconstitutional something, di ba? Gusto nyo lang ng papel na we are certifying. So hindi binalik. Hindi binalik si articles of impeachment.
Tama po kayo dyan, Ma'am.
Sa ngayon ba nakuha nyo na? Kasi meron din kami nakuhang report last week na nag-resolution daw ang House na i-certify na nga. Meron na bang nakuha ang Senate, either verbally or whatever, o nag-usap na ba si Speaker o si Senator Cheese, o i-certify na namin yan, eto pinasa na namin yung resolution, sinicertify namin, it's constitutional. Meron na bang ganon? Any communication to the Senate from the House?
Yun nga po yung nakakagulat at sinabi rin po ni Presiding Officer Escudero kahapon na puro press release lamang po. Dahil ito po ay formal na proceedings na po sa korte, may kinonvene na po na impeachment court. At yun yung nakakatuwa dito. No? So dapat formal na rin po na i-inform ang korte about any action of both litigants. Katulad po nitong sabihin na po natin na resolution na para sa mag-comply po dun sa unang hinihingi ng impeachment court. Wala pa pong formal compliance at filing po. Sinasabi rin po nila nung Wednesday last week, nung June 11, na magpa-file po sila ng motion for clarification or manifestation or clarification, sabi ni Attorney Bukoy kanina. Pero bakit po 5 araw na po ang nakakalipas at wala pa rin po yung mga ganong filings sa korte? Kahit po yung notice of appearance po nila, wala pa po. Maalala po ninyo, noong Pebrero, nag-file po sila ng appearance po yung mga House prosecutors. Pero hindi po nila final yun sa impeachment court dahil wala pa pong impeachment court at that time. It is just the Senate as a legislative body na binigyan nila ng kopya na yon. Hindi po automatic na i-endorse ng Senate as a legislative body to the impeachment court. It is the lookout of the litigants na sila po yung mag-ensure na formally ma-inform po yung korte. So sa lumipas po mula Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 at 5 araw na po nakakalipas, maging 1 linggo na po, wala pa pong any formal communication na tatanggap ang impeachment court mula sa House of Representatives at sa mga House Prosecutors po regarding any actions for that matter.
Attorney, pero meron silang, in-announce sila nung Wednesday night, it's House Resolution 2346. The order said by the Speaker, at least dun sa, from the podium, it was an order to the Secretary of the House to make it happen, to certify or that they crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's, so to speak, as far as constitution is concerned. So what you're saying is hindi pa dumarating sa impeachment court yung papeles. That was since Wednesday pa kasi.
Wala po. I checked yesterday. I checked again also with the Secretary of the Senate acting as the clerk of court po. Wala pong any filing na gano'n. Wala pa po kaming natatanggap na any formal filing po mula sa House Prosecutors mula po na nag-convene ang impeachment court. Yun yung nakakapagtaka eh. Sinasabi po nila na nagde-delay ang impeachment court pero mga abogado po tayo, alam naman po natin lahat. Ang compliance po at ang notice of appearance po, formal entry of appearance, napakadaling-daling gawin po yan. 30 minutes lang po yan. Any lawyer worth his salt would be able to do it. It's already a pro forma filing for us lawyers. It's not even considered as a major pleading na pag ibinil mo yung client mo. So yun po yung nakakapagtaka. They keep attacking the Senate impeachment court for its actions without necessarily looking at their actions, kung ano po ba talaga yung rason kung ba't na-delay. Kasi kung gusto po nilang napabilis po na ma-inform yung impeachment court about the resolution that they did last June 10, they should have already filed kahit na nung June 12 na holiday yung kanilang filing. Alam naman po nila na inadapt na po ng impeachment court yung rules po on electronic filing in the lower court. So they could have filed that using email filing to the court dahil po ito ay kinukonsidera na hindi criminal case. So ang primary mode of filing po ay email. So I'm sure naman kung talagang masigasig po sila, they should have filed and emailed the impeachment court about that resolution or kanilang notice of appearance. But as of now, 7 days has already passed. Wala pa pong ganun.
Attorney, one more dun pa rin sa the second order of the Senate, the impeachment court. We just need clarity here. This is with regard to an assurance na the 20th Congress is going to pursue the articles of impeachment, if I recall correctly. My question is this kasi there's some confusion here is the Senate impeachment court asking for an assurance from the 20th Congress when it convenes on the 28th of July? Or is the Senate impeachment court asking for an assurance from the 19th Congress that the 20th Congress will pursue the impeachment case? In other words, are we looking at an assurance from the next Congress when they finally convene in July? Or are we looking at this Congress committing the next Congress?
Napakalinaw po doon sa second order. Ang hinihingan po ng ratifikasyon ng actions po ng 19th Congress at ng Articles of Impeachment ay yung 20th Congress.
Okay.
So, kinakausap ng Senate Impeachment Court yung 20th Congress. Kasi po, nagkakaroon po ng issues po, di ba? Nagtatalo po ang mga iba't ibang legal expert, ang ating mga constitutionalists. Lahat po sila may opinion regarding kung makakapag-crossover po ba o hindi. While the impeachment court already adheres to the adherence jurisdiction principle as espoused in many Supreme Court decisions, kailangan pa rin po na malinawan ang korte para lang po, yun nga, wala nang any hiccups po. Pagdating po ng convening sa susunod na Congress, ay wala na pong makapag-question, hindi na po ma-question ng any party kung bakit nagpapatuloy. Mawala na rin po yung legal issue na po yun sa harap po ng Korte Suprema dahil po iko-considera na siguro yun ng Korte Suprema by that time na moot and academic na po dahil gumalaw na po yung 20th Congress at niratify na niya na pwede at ito pa rin yung articles of impeachment na itutuloy namin na i-prosecute doon sa 20th Congress.
So malinaw po na sa 20th Congress ang sasagot niya.
Ang tinatanong at sasagot.
Ito lang po yung, well, my next
Pero
question po.
attorney, paano sasagot yan? It's the 19th Congress. You have to wait for the 20th Congress to start the session. Kaya siguro hindi makapag-file ngayon, nalilito yung 19th Congress prosecutors. How can they speak for the 20th Congress na hindi pa nga nag-uumpisa?
Ma'am Ami, tama po kayo dyan, no? Pero kasi po, isipin po natin, bago po matapos itong 19th Congress, meron pong deadline ang House Prosecutors na mag-file ng reply po doon sa answer ni Vice President Duterte, which will siguro more or less around June 28 or June 30 po dahil weekend ng June 28. So ibig sabihin po, itong time frame na po ito, meron pa po silang authority to file whatever filing that they want to file, such as a reply or yung motion na sinasabi nila for compliance. So ngayon po, kapag natapos na po yung kanilang termino sa June 30 at yung susunod na kongreso na po, no, ang mauupo, no, bilang mga House Prosecutors, kasama na rin po dyan yung nabalitaan natin na sila Congresswoman-elect De Lima at saka sila Congressman Chel Jokno, kailangan pa rin po ng House of Representatives na pasa po ng resolution na nagsasabing ito na po yung bagong set ng House Prosecutors namin. So ang gusto lamang po ng ating Senate Impeachment Court, since gagawin nyo na rin naman yun, edi isabay nyo na rin yun, yung ratifying the acts of the 19th Congress. Para po, hindi na po natin kailangan iasa lahat to sa Korte Suprema. Tayo na bilang legislative bodies, tayong House at saka Senate, ang mag-interpret na nitong konstitusyon na to kung pwede bang mag-crossover o hindi. Para po, pag umusad na po yung impeachment proceedings, hindi na po tayo mako-question at mape-prevent po natin na magkaroon ng TR o kunwari yung Korte Suprema or ng i-grant pa po yung petition for prohibition na by that time na nag-umpisa na yung proceedings, biglang susundin ba ng Senado as impeachment court yung sinabi na yun ng Korte Suprema na tigil o hindi? So para maiwasan na po ang constitutional crisis, tayo na lang ang mag-decide nito. At yun po lang yung hinihingi ng impeachment court mula sa House of Representatives na medyo nagulo-gulo na po sa dami ng mga opinion. Pero yun lamang po yung kanilang intensyon.
So effectively, you're laying the groundwork for the crossover.
Tama po. Tama po.
Tama yan. But in the meantime, umaandar ba yung process? Well, nag-file na ng yung defense, ano? So ibig sabihin, umaandar siya.
Yes, tama po. So hinihintay na lang po natin, Ma'am Ami, na by Monday po, no, magpa-file po ng either answer with affirmative defenses yung depensa o kaya naman po motion to dismiss. Siyempre, alam ko po to dahil litigator din po ako. Sa korte po kasi kapag nag-umpisa na ang mga proceedings, medyo limited na lang yung mga pwede mong i-file doon. Alam mo na agad yung mga susunod na mangyayari. So 5 days po from there, magkakaroon po ng karapatan yung prosecutors po na mag-reply naman po. So that's June 28 or June 30. At after po nun, joined na po yung issues dahil inadapt na rin po ng impeachment court yung rules po on pre-trial. Magsischedule po yung impeachment court within 60 days ng pre-trial. Pero dahil meron pa pong pangalawang hinihingi yung impeachment court, which is yung ratification po ng 20th Congress na maaaring mangyari lamang ng July 28, doon pa lamang po after that, ma-receive po ng impeachment court, makakapag-schedule tayo ng pre-trial po.
Attorney, ang sabi nyo, kung hindi magagawa ito, magkakaroon ng constitutional crisis. Yun yung exact words nyo. Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Kung hindi po magagawa yung yung compliance or ratification. O hindi naman po.
Yeah. Paano ginamit ito kasi yung word ay constitutional crisis to prevent
ang sinasabi po natin kapag
nag-comply a constitutional crisis.
Kaya po natin pinapakomply yung House po para po sila na yung mag-decide by themselves na tuloy-tuloy na wala ng legal impediment na ituloy ito. Kasi ito kaming 20th Congress, sinasabi namin na ito pa rin yung articles of impeachment na niraratify namin, it's buong-buo in toto, at ito rin po yung ipoprosecute namin. May interest pa rin kaming iprosecute. So yun lamang po yung hinihingi. So kung hindi po sumunod po, for example, scenario setting lang po tayo bilang nag-uusap na rin naman po tayo, nagdi-discuss tayo dito. Kung hindi po mag-comply, for example, yung House of Representatives or House Prosecutors, pag nag-convene po ulit ang ating impeachment court, meron na naman pong either the defense will raise it as an issue na kung pwede bang mag-crossover o hindi, or meron na naman pong isang senator judge na maaaring sabihin nila, hindi nila kinomply ito, so dapat hindi ito magpatuloy. So ang mangyayari po ay madedelay na naman po ang proceedings at ang presentation ng evidence po. So yun po ba yung gusto ng House of Representatives na mangyari? Akala po ba natin gusto nating mapabilis ang proseso? So kung gustong mapabilis po ang proseso, mag-comply na lamang po. Hindi naman po sinasabi na pwede namang hindi kayo sang-ayon sa ginagawa, pero mag-comply muna po, di ba?
So,
Dahil
attorney,
po,
ang sinasabi niyo ay possible delay yung magiging resulta kung hindi mag-comply.
Kung hindi po mag-comply, because it will again be raised as an issue.
Not a constitutional crisis. Dahil pregnant with meaning.
And of course, because
pregnant with meaning
dahil wala pong compliance mula sa House po noon, walang sagot yung House regarding the ratification or kung magka-crossover po ba, na nakapending pa rin po yung question na yun before the Supreme Court. Decidean pa rin yun ng Supreme Court at hindi magagamit ng Supreme Court yung political question or yung non-justiciable grounds po dahil magsasabihin ng Supreme Court, titingnan namin kung ganon. So, pwedeng magkaroon pa ng granting po ng petition for certiorari and prohibition yung Supreme Court na habang umaandar na po yung proceedings sa impeachment court, anong mangyayari po doon? Susundan ba ng impeachment court na ipatigil yung proceedings o hindi pag sinabi ng Supreme Court? So once the House of Representatives does that official act po, it will go into the political question realm at magiging non-justiciable na po yung issue as to the crossover because the 20th Congress already decided for itself the constitutionality of the actions of the 19th Congress.
Attorney, when you refer to the Supreme Court deciding on this case, you're referring, I think, tell me if I'm right, you're referring to yung question raised by the Duterte camp earlier on pa about the one-year bar. Tama po, di ba? Pero my question is in particular to the second order of the Senate Impeachment Court, not the first. The first kasi medyo malino na yun . The second order being, ratify that the 20th Congress is intent pa rin on pursuing the impeachment. What if the 20th Congress says, hindi na lang. Of course, this is all hypothetical. But what if the 20th Congress says, hindi na lang, we have other things to do. There are more important things. Hypothetical lang. What happens then? Does that invalidate the original articles of impeachment filed by the 19th Congress? Does it invalidate the impeachment of the Vice President in the 19th Congress?
Napakagandang tanong po yan, Sir Ed, no? Hindi ko rin po kayo masasagot dyan. Of course, I have my own opinion, pero opinion ko lamang po yun. Katulad din po, I'm sure, when crafting that question, meron na rin po kayong opinion sa utak ninyo, diba? Hindi ko po masasagot yan. I do not claim to be a constitutionalist or parang legal expert on that matter po. So I think that is just one of the reasons na or one of the issues po for discussion sa naman na maire-raise sa floor ng impeachment court, which we are of course trying to prevent para hindi na po ma-raise yung ganyan na questions.
Kasi Attorney, may isa pa akong tanong na lilinawin ko kasi you are asking the House ng 20th Congress. What about the Senate in the 20th Congress? Kasi may mga bagong taong papasok Paano pag question nila yung Senate na yan na nag-crossover? Sabi nila kami mga bagong miyembro, ayaw namin yung i-try Can they say that? Ayaw namin i-try yung impeachment complaint na yan.
Ma'am Ami, that is also in the realm of possibilities. Hindi ko po masasabi na imposible po mangyari yan. Pero that is also in the realm of possibilities. That's why in order to foreclose any issue as to the crossover, sana po mag-comply yung 20th Congress para or yung House Prosecutors at House of Representatives para po mawala na yung ganyang medyo doubts at issues po. So I think the senator judges, they are free siguro, no, pag merong mag-raise po na any party, kung yung depensa, i-raise po yun. At kung may senator judge na mag-raise po ng clarification po on the floor, then I think it will still be discussed by the impeachment court. And we can only proceed po based on majority vote kung ano po yung magiging decision nila kung may nakahain na motion po before the court.
Okay. Well, attorney, medyo cambio ka ng konti. May iba well, pareho pa rin. Medyo ibang angulo naman. I'm sure you've seen on social media and in political circles na you've had a lot of comments about how some of the senator judges the actions of some senator judges even after the session of the impeachment court. For example, you had two senator judges who went with the Vice President to Kuala Lumpur, and there was even an endorsement of the Vice President's presidential candidacy in 2028. That's all on record kasi yung nag-post ng video si Robin Padilla. So may mga ganun. I'm wondering kung yan ba'y pinapayagan? Let me put it that way, para politically neutral. Yan ba'y pwede?
Katulad po sinabi ng presiding officer, no, alam naman po ng ating mga senator judges yung oath na tinake po nila.
Opo.
Hindi po policy ni presiding officer Escudero na mag-move po o siya mismo yung magsabi po doon sa mga senator judges, this being recognized by him as a political process. So kung ano pong aksyon ng mga senator judges, sila na po yung mag-handle ng consequences of their actions at pati criticism po ng mga tao sa kanila because matatanda na rin po sila and they are politically savvy supposedly. So because this is a political process, the public also has the right to criticize the actions of the senator judges. As to the end goal naman po on whether to inhibit or recusal, of course, hindi po rin natin tinitingnan yon dahil it might pose again a legal issue as to na para mapabagal na naman po yung proseso ng pagprepresenta ng ebidensya kung ito na naman po ay pagtatalunan sa floor ng ating impeachment court senator judges. So, yun po yung medyo tricky balancing act na kailangan gawin po ng lahat po ng mga litigants dito, pati po ng impeachment court. Kasi po, syempre, alam naman natin ng mga panawagan mula sa mga publiko na dapat magpatuloy at kung meron po silang agam-agam doon sa mga aksyon ng senator judges, then I think since this is a political process, then the accountability should come to the senator judges in the next election. But as to punishing the senator judges, wala po nakalagay sa Senate rules kung ano po yung maipapataw na penalty doon po sa mga hukom pong yun.
Attorney, doon sa press con nyo today, parang napag-usapan yung statement ni Senate President Jesus Escudero na as an impeachment court, walang limits doon sa kanilang powers. Di ba yung Constitution tsaka yung mismong rules ng Senate is a limitation to that power?
Tama po. I think the presiding officer, ang point niya po doon, aside from the limitations na set by the Constitution such as the 2/3 votes and the penalty to be imposed on the impeached official should not be over and above removal and perpetual disqualification. And of course, nakalagay rin po doon sa Section 3, Paragraph 8 po, yung rules po, no? At dahil nagpasa po sila ng Senate rules, this is already a self-regulatory limitation on the impeachment court. At yung pag-a-adapt din po ng mga rules of the Supreme Court, na mga rules of court, ito rin po ay self-imposed limitations on the impeachment court. However, on the matters na vague po and ambiguous yung both rules ng Senate at saka yung rules of court po at yung Constitution po, katulad na lamang po dyan yung napag-uusapan recently yung pagre-remand or pagre-return po o referral back. Katulad po nun, wala po talagang spesipiko na nakalagay kung may kapangyarihan ba o hindi ang impeachment court. So we have to look into the to the intention of the framers na dahil hindi nilagay yung mga specific circumstances na ganun to encompass lahat po ng mga pwedeng mangyari, then dapat maniwala naman po tayo sa wisdom, collective wisdom ng impeachment court when they do these matters to balance the interests of everyone po, including the public po in the whole process of impeachment. So yun lamang po yung ginawa ng impeachment court. Ayaw po niya i-totally dismiss yung proceedings, ayaw niya pong i-totally terminate. Kaya po pinagpapatuloy niya at gusto niya lamang pong tumuloy yung proseso, kaya po siya humihingi ng ganong dialogue with the House Prosecutors and House of Representatives.
Okay.
Attorney, may mga nag-speculate kaya daw nagkaroon ng spokesman ang impeachment court para tumahimik na nga yung mga senator judges. Valid ba yun? Pero ganyang mga comment eh.
Ma'am Ami, tama rin po yun in a way kasi po I think the impeachment court is also recognizing yung nakalagay po na self-limitation po nila sa sarili po nila nung pinasa po nila yung Resolution 39 or the Senate Rules on Impeachment dahil nakalagay po sa Rule 18 doon na as much as possible po the senator judges and even the presiding officer and all parties and the lawyers shouldn't talk about the merits of the case. And I think the presiding officer is of the notion na dahil wala pa namang merito ng kaso pinag-uusapan ngayon, ay okay lang na mag-discuss kasi lahat po tayo nag-aaral din po tayo ng history at ng konstitusyon sa mga panahon na po itong ini-implement natin yung democratic processes po natin. Pero sa darating po mga panahon, kapag may presentation na po ng mga ebidensya, then maaari pong ma-implement na rin po yung Rule 18 na yon.
Okay, maraming salamat kay Attorney Reggie Tongol,
Salamat,
kapagsalita ng Senate Impeachment Court. Sir, Attorney, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
Maraming
Thank you,
salamat po
Attorney.
sa inyong lahat. Thank you po.